because I was selling a ton of Super Speed, which is a great product, 3 different sticks. And I was like, well, I can probably make a better mousetrap here. So it was simply like taking 3 sticks, turning into one, and finding a really simple design that actually kind of looked cool. And then we hired a aerospace engineer to make sure the sound is cool so that it swishes at the end so you can work on lag and load of the shaft and stuff like that. So we wanted to make a good tool, and it honestly took off faster than I expected. Now we have a bunch of employees, and it's going pretty well. And we've had a really meaningful impact in terms of the results have been good too. Because I want to stand by it, and we've sold over 15,000, probably 20 actually now as I think about it. And we make this guarantee of 20 yards. If you don't gain 20 yards in 3 months, we'll give you your money back. We've had less than 5 takers on it. And so that's an easy promise. Like all you got to do is follow the plan, do the app, send us an email and say, hey, Luke, it didn't work. I'll give you your money back. It's so easy. And if you think about like going to the gym, like if I said, all you got to do is go to the gym for 45 minutes once a week, Michael, and I will guarantee you 20 yards, you could probably do it, right? So it's really not that big a commitment for a lot of people. And then the last thing I would say is, if you maybe work with a pro or you send us a video, because we do a free swing analysis. I personally do it for anybody that buys one. And it doesn't take me that much time to give you 2-3 minutes to kind of something to watch. Be like, all right, watch getting steep, or watch your kind of linear trace or your rotation. That way you have a guiding principle while you're training, along with the videos that we send. That way your swing's not getting worse as you're getting faster. Because there's a huge myth that you can just swing as hard as you want and you're going to get better at golf. Sometimes the sequence gets a lot better. Sometimes it gets a little worse. Most of the time, like people's sequence gets better, but their path may get weird or the face might get weird. So you have to make sure that although you're going to benefit from a better sequence, you're going to have that kinematic sequence improving and the lower body's usually firing and you're getting better separation. All those things are going to improve. You have to clean up those other things. And that's where the other part of the training comes in, is like work on your swing while you gain speed. And I will guarantee you won't gain quite as much speed right away, but you'll keep the ball in play while you do it, which I think is a really important selling point. Yeah, so we have a great app now that will kind of guide you through the training. The app's free, and it basically, the idea is you're going to train 3 days a week. It's going to track your progress as you go. We have a radar that's actually out. We're like dropping it very, very soon, and it will track your results and Bluetooth right to the app, so you don't have to do anything or talk or anything. And it will guide you through the training. And then we're already working on kind of customizing the plans a little bit more so that it kind of targets you. We already know a lot. And that's where, like, again, if you send in a swing for a swing analysis, I'll give you some tips that will help you for sure. But the training plans are going to get more and more specific and get better and better. But it's super easy. It fits for anybody. Like if you're an older golfer trying to pick up speed, it's awesome. Like, if you're a younger golfer, like, and you already have an awesome rocking kinematic sequence, you may need to just gain a little strength, but I would still say like gain speed if you can, like I always keep tapping the speed thing, because at a certain point, mechanics will only go so far. If you don't bang the ball out there, if you can't reach par 5s and 2, it's very, very hard to be competitive at this game. Right. Yeah. And certainly like you can just do some driver swings at home without using this overload or underload principle, and you'll have gains. Like that will work. But the science of kind of switching the weight is really powerful, because when you go heavier, it actually increases your stretch factor or like your disassociation. Because when you go heavier, it's heavy and your lower body is going to fire and your upper body can't catch up immediately, which makes your lower body kind of lead better. So it improves your sequencing when you go heavier. And when you go lighter, you're basically just, it's the whole idea is you're teaching your brain to go faster, which is why sprinters run downhill, why they use parachutes to slow you down. So it's really valuable training going heavier and lighter. Almost every major league pitcher in their development now will kind of throw with heavier and lighter balls, learning how to basically stress the sequence. And as long as you don't go too heavy or too light, that range of something like 20% lighter and 20% heavier is very, very powerful for gaining more speed. I like the counterweight. We put that in because my experience, especially using super speed, was that especially when you go heavy, when you go heavy and you don't have a counterweight, it's really, really a lot of swing weight, meaning it feels really head heavy. And then as a result, it kind of whips harder at the bottom. And I would argue that your chance of a wrist injury is increased if the release is a lot more violent. And so for me, because I fight some tendonitis, I was like, one thing I can do to help with that is to balance out the weight of the thing and to put that counterweight on there. So it's a 60-gram counterweight. You can take it off if you want to, but I think it probably does a better job of balancing out the swing. So I leave it on there all the time. And a lot of people that we've talked to really like that.